Hey everyone, today is June 16th, 2025, and today we're going to be doing a full walking tour of the Gangnam district in Seoul, South Korea. I'm currently standing right outside of the Park Hyatt Hotel. This is the main 2 train here, the Samsung train station. Now this is a major business district in Seoul. There's tons of banks. We're going to be exploring the World Trade Center, also the Coax Center. There's even some American banks that are here, some French banks that have offices here. I believe you have the Morgan Stanley office close. You also have the BNP Paribas, which is a French bank that is relatively close here. I'm going to be staying in the neighborhood for 3 nights, so I wanted to film this walking tour to give the viewer an experience of kind of what I'm going to be experiencing over the next few days. Now, first impressions, right now we're overlooking the main World Trade Center. This is also a huge indoor mall called the Coax Center. We just passed the front entrance of the Park Hyatt Seoul, which is one of the best hotels in Korea. If you keep going down to the left, you would run into the Lotte Tower, which is the tallest building in Korea. The Park Hyatt's a really nice hotel to stay in if you can swing it in Seoul. Has a really nice pool overlooking the Coax Center, has 2 restaurants, and it even has a jazz bar, which is pretty cool. But there is a lot of construction in the neighborhood. I think they're building some sort of a connector bridge, and they're doing some massive renovation on the subway station. So it is quite noisy. Almost reminds me a little bit of being in Manhattan, like Midtown Manhattan. We'll just do a quick loop around on the side streets here. Also a very high concentration of hotels. Tons of hotels all up and down this block. If we were to continue to walk straight down here, this would be in the direction of the Lotte Tower. This area is extremely lively, especially at night. A really popular thing in Korean culture is going out to eat with your coworkers after work. Could be like till 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. So you see all these barbecue places, different types of restaurants all over. And these are open late for the most part. I mean, you could walk into any of these restaurants, and for the most part, it'll be open like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. Also, tons of convenience stores, different 7-Elevens. You'll see on this walk there's pretty much a 7-Eleven on every other block. 24 hours a day, so super convenient if you're traveling and you tend to forget anything. Also, a ton of coffee shops. You'll have your traditional Starbucks, but you'll also have some very boutique and unique coffee shops. More neighborhood mom and pop shops, I should say. I actually went to this restaurant the other night. Very, very good. Here you got another 7-Eleven on the left. One thing to note about getting around in Korea, there is no Uber here. Well, that's kind of half true. There technically is Uber, but it's only on the very high end. So like the Uber black cars. What they do have, which is similar to Uber, is called Kakao Taxi. So if you download the app Kakao Talk, you could also download that ride-sharing app, and that is the Korean version of Uber. Which is extremely convenient to get around and pretty cheap. I've been taking public transportation, which has been very, very easy to get around. The buses, the subways are extremely efficient, and they're also extremely clean. Here you have another cafe, Paris Baguette. It was pouring, raining all day. It's just starting to clear now. It's about 5:04 p.m. Seoul, Korea time. This is a really unique view looking at the backdrop, the skyline of the city. That's where we're going to be headed to, the main Coax Center, which is extremely impressive on the inside. But as you can see, all this construction is going to go on for another few years. They started this construction about 2 years ago when I first came to Korea, and it's still ongoing. Lots of rush hour traffic backing up as well. This restaurant is very good. It's called the Cornerstone. Funny enough, it's actually an Italian style restaurant, but it does have Korean flair. If you stay at the Park Hyatt Seoul, that's one of the main restaurants you could eat at. And right at the 2 train entrance. One of the things that you'll experience in Korea is the subways are extremely, extremely safe, extremely clean, and very, very efficient, with numerous, and I'm talking about an unbelievable amount of public restrooms. Now, where I'm from, New York City, it's almost impossible to find a public restroom. But here in Korea, every single subway station is equipped with a public restroom. Many of the parks here have public restrooms, and they are unbelievably clean. Here's the Gangnam building. And we'll wait to cross at the light. This way is looking at the World Trade Center, also the Hyundai building. And then if you head north, this is by the Seoul National University if you continue to go up. The views from the Park Hyatt are really insane at night when all the lights of the city start to come on. Okay, we have the light. The building just off to our left is called Glass Tower. It's another major office building here in the Gangnam district. Now here's the entrance to the 3 train. And now that we're a little bit out of the sun, I'll try to zoom in on the skyline up here. These are more office buildings, apartment buildings, and hotels. Here you have all the different businesses that are in the Glass Tower. You have Micron, WeVentures, Energizer, Medtronic, Hyundai, Lotte Fine Chemical, Nature Republic, Shinho, Alcon. This is looking across the street to the main entrance of the Coax Center. And this is looking back towards the Park Hyatt. You can see all the traffic backed up because we are now in peak rush hour. Another cool thing about Korea is you'll have these either heated or fully air-conditioned waiting rooms with phone chargers, so you can wait for the bus and you don't have to wait out in the sun. It's the craziest thing because I don't feel like that would ever work in New York, but you'll see every so often there's these rooms that are fully temperature controlled, full AC, full heat. You could charge your phone, really nice places to sit down. It's so convenient because it does get very hot and humid here. This is the Hyundai. There's a massive, massive shop in here. I'm going to take you guys in here in a moment, and we're going to go all throughout the Coax Center. You can get a good feeling of just how many people are waiting for the bus at rush hour here. This is one of the largest business districts. Here's what I was talking about before. So instead of Uber, they have the Kakao taxi. So again, if you're going to be visiting Korea or moving here, I think the two most necessary applications to download on your phone is Kakao Talk for number one, and number two is Naver Maps, or just the Naver application. Google Maps is alright, but I would say Naver is going to be a little bit more interactive for Korea. What we're looking at right now is Olive Young. This is a very, very famous cosmetic store. It is so popular here. Everybody goes to these stores, these Olive Youngs. You could consider them to be like a Sephora, perhaps. Maybe as a general comparison to the United States. But these stores are all throughout Korea. Here you have another coffee shop, the Coffee Bean. I think this is the first Coffee Bean I've ever seen in Korea. There you have some Korean police cars. Another interesting thing you'll notice about Korea is the police officers don't carry weapons. I think there was a little car accident here. And one of the things you'll notice is that walking really any time of the day, it's so safe and everything is so clean. You could be walking 2, 3 in the morning pretty much anywhere, and it'll be totally safe. You'll have no issues. Same thing with taking the subway or the transportation. All right, let's go ahead and cross to the right side of the street, in which case we'll double back to the Coax Center. And I want to show you all the inside. It's one of the most impressive places I've been in, particularly the main bookstore. It's a very, very cool experience. Now, another thing I really like about Seoul is you could be in a place like this, you know, with all these big tall skyscrapers, luxurious hotels and apartments. But then in a few steps you could be in all these really nice ancient places. Like, I don't want to pronounce this wrong, so I'll just show you on the phone. But not too far away from where we are is this royal tomb. And it's the most beautiful thing ever. It's probably about a 10-minute walk from the Park Hyatt Seoul, and you can see all these ancient and very, very old artifacts and things like that. It's very, very cool. Different temples and other interesting things. All the way down the street pretty much is just row and row and row of these very tall office towers. Should probably have a little bit better view as we're walking back towards the Coax Center, being that the sun will kind of be out of the camera lens. That's another thing you'll have. You'll have tons of these e-bikes and e-scooters you could take around the entire city. Here's another one of these fully air conditioning waiting rooms. So if you just press the button, you could go in. Wow, it's really, really cool in here. Holy crap. For some context, it's about 85 degrees outside. In here, it feels like, I mean, my God, it must be like 60 degrees. This is really nice. And here you have all the different CCTV, so you can see when your bus is coming. And it has the entire bus schedule. There's even a place to charge your phone too. So we're getting very, very close to one of the main entrances to the Coax Center. And I think you will all be pretty impressed with this. Even have a WeWork location across the street. And that's the Cannon building in the distance again. This big tower sticking up in the distance is the City Air Tower. And we're about to cross the street at the Hyundai Tower. You'll see pretty much on every street corner, you also have these umbrellas. So you don't have to wait in the sun. You'll notice that even though there's no cars coming, people still wait for the green walking light to cross. It's not like in New York or the US where you could cross whenever you want. All right, we have the light. And here's one of these crossing umbrellas. I think it's so unique. Oh wow, they even have a Blue Bottle coffee shop here. There's a good Korean barbecue spot across the street. I forget the name of it. Maybe I'll put it in the description, but I went here last night. It was very, very good. This is another 5-star hotel. That's really, really nice. Parnas, I think. Parnas.
Thank you.
The Grand Intercontinental. And once again, this building in the distance, that's the Park Hyatt, which has a really nice gym. The gym is crazy, crazy, crazy in there. You can see the main valet. This is also an entrance to the Coax Center as well, but this one is currently closed. I used to go down here all the time. And they made it really nice with all the green space down there too. Right in front of us is the entrance to the 5. And that's the main kind of monument for the World Trade Center. I'll give you a closer look at it, but it represents all the different countries that trade with Korea. Trillion Tower, in commemoration of the achievement of $1 trillion in trade. Pretty cool. You can see the G20 Seoul Summit 2010. And there's the main sign for the World Trade Center. Lots of nice outdoor space here too. It's the coolest thing though. If you continue all the way down in this direction where we're walking, you'll run into this like beautiful temple, which is what we were talking about before. And it's so crazy because it's an unbelievable juxtaposition, because you have all of these luxury skyscrapers, 5-star hotels, you know, all this high tech, all these billboards. And then it's like you're in almost like ancient times. It is very, very cool. If you cross to the other side of the street, you can get the bus all the way up to the Seoul National University, which has one of the best cancer hospitals in the world, Seoul National University Hospital. Okay, and here's the main entrance of the Trade Tower, or the World Trade Center. This is the International Korea Trade Association. And we're going to walk up one more, and then we will make a left into the Coax Mall. And this thing is, once again, this thing is insane. I'm also starting to notice a lot more Teslas in Korea. Okay, and here is Coax. This is the East Gate. Again, lots of nice outdoor space here. You know, maybe we'll go in this section because I think this is the main entrance to that bookstore I was talking about, and this place is really stunning. All right, let's go into the Coax Plaza. This place even has a running track printed on the floor, so you could get some exercise and do laps around the place. But there's so many restaurants, coffee shops, different dining options. I even think there's an aquarium in here. Lots of different boutiques. Different restaurants. This is an Italian restaurant. We'll start here and walk our way around.
아까는 잘하고 뭐였죠?
This is one of my favorite bookstores right here. You'll see why in a minute. It's extremely, extremely unique. Very unique. It's right in the middle of the mall with all different coffee shops around it. And the bookshelves are really stunning. They have nice music going on. It's really a cool place to come and study. Grab a coffee, read a book. It's a very, very unique place. One thing you'll also notice about the Korean Starbucks is you can order it to stay, and they'll serve it to you in to stay cups, which is not something they do in most places in the United States. I think they're trying to bring that back. But
he's sharing his location.
pretty interesting. And this also doubles like a study, library. Come here, power up your laptop. Over here, that Kakao Talk application I was mentioning earlier. They have their own store with all those little characters. This is another popular Korean coffee shop called Hollis. We'll double back this way just so you can see all the food options. They have a really incredible food court here. This coffee shop has a robot arm. They even have an e-soap in this place. And even more coffee shops with more clothing boutiques mixed in. Alright, if you guys enjoyed that walking tour of the Gangnam district and the Coax Center, feel free to leave a like on the video and subscribe for more walking tours. And we'll see you back in New York shortly. Thanks so much for watching.